These are the best hunters in the game. Let's talk about it. What's good, YouTube? NoGoodEman coming to you today with a hunter tier list for February 2025. So guys, now that the update has passed, we've got a hard mode demo, so we've got a Kanae Tawata. We need to go ahead and drop the hunter tier list, the updated one, so you guys know the best hunters in the world. Now, let's go ahead and get straight into it. Make sure you guys drop a like on the video. If you're new, go ahead and subscribe to the channel. Turn on post notifications so you miss a live or an upload. Now, honestly, I do want to start with the glamorous model herself. We're talking about SOOHYUN. SOOHYUN in my last tier list did finally make it to the S rank category, which is the must max, but I did put her in the bottom half. This time though, I'm gonna put her in that top 3, guys. Honestly, SOOHYUN showed herself to be an insane unit. And honestly, when you guys built her properly, referring to the SOOHYUN guide, maximizing her defensive penetration is insane. So if you guys get more in defensive penetration, you will see very good returns to SOOHYUN. It's almost insane that the defensive penetration is more important than attack in some cases. So with that, SOOHYUN literally dominated hard mode demos for me. I haven't even played with Kanae Tawata. I really don't even need to max out Kanae Tawata, but again, we're not even, comparing or contrasting, but we're just speaking to the goodness of SOOHYUN, right? Because we're releasing fire characters, but an old model that released months ago is making her way. She's on the rise, and we're seeing the very good potential of the fire team. The next character to talk about is going to be ESIL RADIRU. Now, the Radish clan member herself, honestly, in the last tier list, she made it to the A rank category, talking about the could max. Now, honestly, the prey on the weak stacks from advancement 5, we saw the use of it. We saw that you guys really will benefit from having it. So this makes ESIL again sneak into the S rank category like SOOHYUN. And in fact, I'm not gonna lie, guys, she's in front of SOOHYUN, and this is exactly why. Because the fire meta is all dependent on ESIL. If you don't have ESIL, especially at a high advancement, you don't have much. I'm gonna be honest, guys, those prey on the weak stacks are probably one of the greatest debuffs you'll see in the game, whether you can activate it or not. Bosses with a break gauge always will beware. It's honestly insane how this gimmick character came onto the scene, and honestly is one of the greater characters that you definitely need. She's still in the banner, so you guys definitely will want to draw for her if you are considering investing into that fire meta. Get ESIL, if you want. Whether you're going for SOOHYUN or Kanae Tawata, you're gonna need ESIL RADIRU regardless, so make sure you guys max her out first. And then the next hunter we're discussing is going to be that boy CHOI. Now, CHOI in my last tier list made it right about here between Silvermane and Shimizu Akari. Now, with the latest and greatest buffs, guys, I'm going to throw ahead and go put CHOI into the A rank category. I'm actually gonna put him in front of Woo-Jin-Chul, but right behind Cha-Hae-In. So a little bit of canonical, honestly, right? Because Sha was always a little bit stronger than CHOI. But regardless, guys, when you guys have the big Woo maxed out, and you don't even need to max him out, but really the best aspects of, I just called him Woo-Jin-Chul, I meant CHOI. When you guys have CHOI maxed out, you will see very good returns. He does have his own special defense decrease, and when you guys run with him with things like ESIL, with things like GINA, or with things like SOOHYUN, you can see very good returns. I think you guys should prioritize defensive penetration on CHOI, kind of like SOOHYUN. Now, I'm not saying defensive penetration is all embedded into his kit, because I think the best character with defensive penetration is going to be SOOHYUN still, but this fire mage can also do a very good amount of things. Now, of course, you're always going to want to run CHOI if you're running things like power of destruction, things like guild boss. You will like to get his weapon as high as possible while also getting his advancement as high as possible. So definitely, it's not a character that you want to max, but we're definitely seeing the uses of CHOI in the various different game modes. Do not sleep on this character in the slightest. Now let's talk about a character that might be getting slept on. LAURENT, in my last tier list video, she made it to the A rank category towards the end. She made it to the could max category, but honestly, guys, if you're not gonna play, let's say, Battle for the Time, LAURENT is probably just a beneficial character, and here's why. Because honestly, with ESIL RADIRU on the scene, LAURENT is not seeing too much limelight. I thought that maybe when ESIL came out, we would see them maybe be used in tandem, but you only need 3 hunters on the field. LAURENT, honestly, the last time I've used LAURENT is probably in the latest Battle for the Time, and before that, as soon as ESIL burst on the scene, I haven't used her since. Now, of course, that's only my personal opinion, but LAURENT, I'm not seeing too much use for her in other places. Of course, you guys can take her to hard mode demos, but that's not the best case scenario. That's not the best hunter that you'll probably want want there. If you guys do have her, I'm not saying you will regret having her, because when you guys have her at advancement 5 and she does break an opponent's break gauge, she does turn into a mini DPS character for a good amount of time, increasing the damage for 77.77% for about 15 seconds. So definitely Emma Laurent is a character among characters. She's probably the first gimmick character, one of the first gimmick characters. So you definitely don't want to sleep on her. She will be beneficial, and it's sad that she did drop, but guys, don't sleep on this character in the slightest. And then there were two. Let's go ahead and bring on up the lovely lady GINA. Now GINA, honestly, I'm going to throw in front of Choi JONG-IN because GINA is a crazy character. Honestly, I love GINA's support use, and GINA honestly didn't see too much limelight when she first released, but now that we're getting things like ESIL, things like Kanae, we're seeing the use of GINA. And talking about Kanae, we're gonna bring her up in a second, but Kanae, let's just talk about her just briefly without, bringing her up. She struggles with MP. GINA, she helps with MP. So you can kind of see the tandem and why GINA is so high up on this tier list. She's not making it to the S rank category because at advancement 5, it really doesn't have anything to do with supports, because GINA is more so a support / DPS. So her advancement 5 is more so suited for the just DPS part, and then the advancement 4 does increase defensive penetration. But if you're gonna run, let's say Kane's kit isn't more so suited for defensive penetration. Now if you're gonna run Sohyun's kit is more suited for defensive penetration. So for advancement 4, if you're gonna run the Sohyun meta, she could be an S rank character if you want to look at her in that way, but I still regard her as a could max character. I think at a lower advancement, maybe around advancement 3, you could still see great returns with the character GINA. And then there was one, Kanae Tawata. Let's go ahead and bring her on up to the S rank category. In that #1 spot, we have a new queen of the throne. Now, honestly, Kanae, let's just call a spade, guys. We don't need any type of waiting. I already used her at advancement 5 with a weapon at advancement 5, and she took out the Hazy Tomb of the Dead. So we could already predict what's gonna happen if I had her at advancement 10. It wouldn't have even been close. Things like Deimos, they don't stand a chance. She's more so specifically suited for Deimos as well. Now, with the Kanae being one of the strongest characters in the game, I'm not saying she's a must-pull character, and that's kind of crazy to think about, right? Because we do have characters like Sohyun that can kill Deimos just as easily. So with that, obviously, if you want to kill a boss faster, if you want to kill a boss quicker with more efficiency, you could go the Kanae route. And with content to come, you guys know that Netmarble is going to release content that is suited for the newer hunters. So Kanae is a character that you might want to bow out on, might want to dip in. But of course, with the fire meta pretty much ending with Kanae, you guys have the opportunity to either stay with Sohyun or maybe get a taste of the fire meta before it goes away. Kanae Tawata, though, as a character, is an insane unit, and her advancement 5, when you guys max out those stacks, she increases her attack by an egregious amount, right? It's on screen right now, so read that up and just look at it. We also have the Kanae guide that just dropped, so make sure you guys read that up, and you guys will know how to play with Kanae Tawata, how to play with each and every one of these characters, right? Whether it's the fire meta, whether it's the light meta, you guys need this tier list because honestly, there's no one like it. But that's just my opinion. What's your guys' opinion on the tier list for February 2025? Go ahead and leave your thoughts, theories, and comments below. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel, turn on post notifications. With that, I'll see you guys in the next one. Y'all take care. Peace.